Hey guys, welcome back to Just Carve Rob. Yoda. Think we got him all buffed up there. Went over him with a super fine ruby burr. And now we're starting on the body. Okay? So welcome to Just Carve Rob. Okay, so what we've done is I think we're going to have to glue some arms on him. I don't think there's going to be enough wood here to fit the arms, and you can see I came in about 1/2 inch for the arms. But I don't know, maybe if we crossed them over, we could get away with it. I think there's enough here in the front, but his arms are like poked out to the side like that. So what we're going to do is we're not going to touch this wood here. We're going to leave this wood alone. This is our center line, and we're coming over about, probably 5/8, a little bit more than 1/2. And we won't touch this wood here or here, okay? So that we have a nice flat surface we can glue his little arms on, I think. Yeah, well, that's the way it's going to go anyway. So we can go ahead and take all this down, taper it down. Because the cloak he's wearing, it kind of, you know, it's like, it has a little bit of a taper to it, but not a whole lot. So we will just taper the cloak up to the collar here. All right? And remember, the Dremel Maker Studio contest, guys. Dremel Maker Studio. And go over there and vote for Glenn. Okay? Glenn, how you say your last name, Glenn?
How you pronounce it is McKelvey.
McKelvey. McKelvey. Glenn McKelvey. You can hear Glenn say it in his own words. Glenn McKelvey. All right?
Hey, Rob. Looks like
So, Glenn McKelvey. Go over and vote for Glenn. He's a real nice guy. Makes some awesome carvings. And furniture. Glenn is into everything up there. All right. So let's go ahead and get this carving started. I think we're going to use the OCC 2.5 inch blade because we're going to be chunking this stuff off from here, right? We're just going to take it off heavy. Bring it right up there to that neck. We're using our thumb, Calvin. I see you doing this, Calvin. Don't do that, Calvin. You're going to hurt yourself. Calvin carves. Use your thumb, Calvin. Use your thumb. I don't know if you got little thumbs like Kevin over there at Sticks and Stones. You might have to get a prosthetic thumb or something. But you'd be better off, you have better control over your knife if you use your thumb as a pivot point or use your thumb to actually drive the blade. It gives you more of a controlled cut. Okay? And the same way with those gouges, man. You scare me with them gouges. Holding it like this and gouging like that. You should really have a bench or something you can put that on. Like this bench here has holes in it, so you can put a dowel in there. Okay, just for an example. Let's say this knife is a pin. You can put the pin right there. And then use your gouge to push forward so that the block of wood isn't sliding around on you. Okay, so you might want to try that, Calvin. Use your thumb to drive it. Drive your knife. It drives me crazy when I see people doing this. I mean, that's... See how you got no control over that knife? It just whoop, way out there. But if you use your thumb, so you can drive that blade like that. Okay, just a little something for you, Calvin. I don't want to see you get hurt, man. And you're like, but Rob, I don't have a 2.5-inch OCC blade. I've got flex cut blades. Well, I got flex cut too. I don't know where they are, but I got them. Seriously, they're not in my travel box. But you do the flex cut will work the same way, Calvin. I've got, here we go. This is the OCC knife right here that I replaced my flex cut with, the 1 3/8 blade, the same as the flex cut. Okay, and see, you can still get in there and drive that with your thumb, just like that. So, something to think about, Calvin. Something to think about. Keep your fingers out of the way. Glad to see you're wearing your carving glove. Okay. I'm using a 2.5-inch knife because it's got a little bit longer reach for me. So let's go ahead and carve this guy. We may switch over to our Dremel once we get all the corners knocked off. Okay, so we sped this up a little bit, guys. We're using a 2.5-inch OCC knife. We're taking off all the corners on our little guy here. And we're just going to kind of make that, we're just going to take all the corners off, round things over. In case you haven't heard, Rich over at Choose Your Own Path, I think he changed the name to Choose Your Own Path in 3D printing, I think is what it is now. Is in the hospital. I heard from Rock of Ages USA that he had a heart attack. Yeah, that's terrible. So we here at the Just CARVEROB shop wish Rich a fast and speedy recovery, Rich. Hope you get well soon. You can start making videos again. But do what your doctor says, bud. Do what your doctor says. If he says no carving, no carving. If he says no 3D printing, no 3D printing. So, to Rich, we wish a fast and speedy recovery. And man, I should have learned how to film this thing. I forgot to zoom out, guys. But we're just basically rounding over the body on this guy. Just getting it taken down to where it's more cylindrical. There you go, Rob. About time. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. And we're going to have to take this guy back out to the wood shop, I think. See, that's what happens when you go against the grain. It takes big chips out of it. And that'll all have to be smoothed over. Smoothed over to get those chips taken out of there. See, it did it again. Yep. Did it again. Doggone it, Yoda. You chippy little guy. So basically, we're just rounding over. Not too much going on here. Just using our thumb to drive that blade. And we're with this style here, we're doing a pull cut. But we're only using our fingers to pull the knife. So there's no way the knife can go beyond a closed hand. And I'm thinking about cutting him down. I think he's a little bit too long. So we may have to cut him down a little bit. Get this mess cleaned up. And there's our Yoda. Okay, so there's our Yoda. We've glued new arms onto him. We've taken him out to the wood shop with a big 36-inch belt sander and cut the body back at a slight angle on both sides so that the arms will pop out from the body. We're using our Dremel and our kutzall extreme burr in there. We've got the kutzall extreme burr this time. You see that little dot on his shoulder? that is a bamboo dowel that I drilled in to hold the arm from moving while it was being glued. I had to put a clamp on it. And anybody that's ever tried gluing and clamping something on an angle, it don't work. But if you put the dowels in it and leave the dowel stick up a little bit from the surface, put your clamp, the head of your clamp on each side of that dowel, and then clamp it and squeeze it. The dowel keeps the clamp from sliding off the angle, and the also keeps the arm from moving. So you get two things out of one dowel. One, it keeps the arm in location where you need it. And two, there's our little carbide burr. It keeps the clamp in position so it doesn't slide off the arm. And then, of course, you're just going to cut that dowel down when you start shaping the arm or whatever it is you have glued and doweled. And once this guy's painted, you'll never even know that dowel was there. All right, we're changing over to our kutzall gold fine taper burr to do some more shaping on this arm. We did speed this up. We're at 3 times the speed just because this video would be an hour long if we didn't. And Evil Rick gave us a new video. Thank you, Evil Rick. And we'll get this guy shaped up here. One thing about the fine kutzall taper burr is it is a lot skinnier and pointier than the kutzall coarse taper burr. So I really like using the fine for getting in there for the real tight areas. Along with that, of course, we use our ruby burrs to get in there. I'll tell you, when it rains, it pours around here. The other day when I was recording this, the power went out. And when the power went out, I guess it was a power surge, and it blew up the washing machine inside the house. So, got to hear about that. So I had to go get a new washing machine. Oh boy. Merry Christmas. Here's a new washing machine. Or they just don't build that stuff to last no more. I remember my mom and dad bought a washing machine. Well, of course they bought a washing machine, but that thing seemed like it lasts forever and ever and ever. And I just got this washing machine here about 7 years ago, and it's already dead. Making horrendous noises. Okay, we're back to the carbide flame burr. This is one that's meant for cutting aluminum, but it is a made in the USA carbide burr. So it's not cheap. Like I said in earlier videos, I think I paid like $12 for that little burr. But I'll tell you, it's definitely a better burr than the Chinese sets that you get. They seem to hold up a lot longer. I think it's all to do with the quality of the steel. So we're back to our gold taper burr, and we're doing some shaping there. And getting everything worked in. Then we got to go do his hands. Get them shaped in. I'd like to say thank you to all of the people that have been helping support the channel. Special thanks to Anna. She's been helping us out. We appreciate it, Anna. We're getting this arm worked in here. We're putting the cuffs in right now for his jacket or cloak, toga, whatever you want to call it. He's a little fat guy. Little fat Yoda. All right, now we're back to the kutzall extreme burr. Getting the bulk taken off the hand. Doing a little rounding on the hand. And I'm going to draw his fingers in. Yoda's got 3 little pointy fingers. Almost look like frog fingers. I think that's why he lives in the swamp down in Dagobah, right? Because he's like a reptile guy. Little reptile man. A little Yoda reptile. And we're going to go back to our carbide, our tiny little 332nd shaft carbide burr. And we're going to use that to cut the fingers out. We're getting right in there. We're staying away from our lines, guys. Stay away from your lines. You want, especially fingers, you want them way bigger than you think you need them. And then bring them down to the size you want. Otherwise, you end up with little tiny fingers. So, I always, with fingers and hands, I like to make them bigger than what I think I need them. And then just kind of whittle them down to the size you want. Okay. So, you can see his little hand is coming out pretty good there. Okay, so you can see we got his hand worked in pretty good there. We've got our little ruby burr in there. We're getting his hand all shaped up. Got his 3 little froggy fingers going there. Getting them shaped. It's been a journey with this guy. I've got a bigger ruby burr. I'll go ahead and smooth over the body. I'll probably do that off camera. And get them all cleaned up. I'm still thinking I have to cut him a little shorter. Maybe take an inch off the bottom so he looks right. He's come a long ways from just a block of wood. And we'll do the other hand in the same fashion. We'll use we'll start off with a little carbide flame burr deal and finish it off with the ruby burr, just like we did this one. We sped this video up 4 times. I'm trying to keep this video under 20 minutes. I don't know if we'll succeed, but I'm trying. And that's basically what he's going to look like until he goes into paint. The cloak he's wearing will be like a light latte brown with a lighter fur collar for the neck. And of course, Yoda himself is a weird type of lime green, whitish color. So we'll have to get into painting him. But I've got another project I'm going to start before we get to that. And we'll end up painting them all at one time. That way there, when we make a paint mess, we can just make one big one and be done with it, right? All right. All right, all right. So I think we're going to call this the end of this video, guys. I think this is part 4 of the Yoda carving. And so share, subscribe, like. Check out the links and descriptions below. There will be one there for kutzall. There will be some links to our friends and that kind of stuff. Rich, I wish you a fast and speedy recovery. And you have our prayers for you and your family. And remember to go over to Dremel Maker Studio and vote for Glenn, guys. Remember to vote for Glenn. All right. Remember to go check out Kevin at Sticks and Stones Carving. And I think that'll be it for this one, guys. Share, subscribe, like, carve something awesome, guys. Be awesome. We'll catch you in the next.